or a Nifit Soul, like one of the Nifit Soul books, and because like you can't say that sort of theme park opening gone like crazy theme park gone wrong isn't like an absolute classic trope in like sci-fi and whatnot. So I'm pretty certain I know what I want to. I'm fairly sure I know what to do with that idea, and like I've got an idea for doing a kind of a Nifit Soul version, and and I'm gonna use the name Parasol. And I'm going to use the term parasol, and I figured what I'm trying to do is like I'm trying like with my novel they're kind of light-hearted solid mission. Oh, solid mission is pretty good. But so one of the things I'm trying to do, I'm trying to have like a 5-book arc, if that makes sense, where there's almost like a meta narrative throughout the five books of a bit of a bigger conspiracy, but then each novel sets up some important facts for the next novel, as it were. So they establish things exist in the world, and then build on them in the next novel, rather than it just being, because something I dislike in some like series, in like, because it happens all the times in books and such, where it happens all the time in like books or series and stuff where it's like, oh, suddenly there's this other person, or suddenly there's this other place, or suddenly there's this other like fact about this world that exists that influence everything to drive the plot of this book, or to drive the plot now. And like, if that had existed, it would have gotten mentioned, it would have affected the last one, but they had to like come up with something new to drive the next plot. So I'm trying to make sure there's references, like appropriate references in previous work to stuff that's going to happen, and one of the references, one of the things that's going to like nod at what's coming up is one of the characters in the second book, because I'm thinking about this as a third book. Third book. One of the characters in the second book is a hyperbiologist. So you've got Nifit Sol, who is an osteological botanist. So she's technically a type of biologist. And then you've got this other character who's Dr. Ovola, she's like, yeah, she's also a biologist, but she's a hyperbiologist because she's better than Nifit, clearly. But I'm thinking Parasol. I think Parasol would be about the first ever like interactive experience, or effectively theme park, to like actually use real ghosts and real supernatural effects to actually interact with and scare the guests. Hence Parasol. We have created our own ghosts in this sci-fi world, and you can come and experience them. In fact, we're so confident in it. We're going to invite like the actual boogeyman, that like one of the most hated people in all of, one of the most like divisive people in all of the galactic community, Nifit Sol. We're going to invite them to the opening because she's like so disliked and whatnot. If we can scare her, and if she can say, oh yeah, I was scared and whatnot, like everyone will understand that we have something real here. And of course, because it's like an experimental theme park experience thing, it'll all go wrong. It'll all end in tears. Do all guests get a proton pack and told not to cross the streams? I hadn't thought about that, but you know, I think they do now. They do now. Oh, no. I don't think, no, they won't get a